get comfortable. Let's get comfortable. We are here. We are ready. Craigsworldrocks is live. Bit of a singing bowl. Here we go. Start our night. Just to clear the energy before we dive into our conversations. We're going to have some good ones. We're going to have some good ones tonight. Just to center yourself. Relaxing. Focusing on your breath. Deep into the diaphragm. Almost whistling. All right then.
We shouldn't be holding it as healers.
Bum, 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 bum. And I am no longer alone. Welcome, my friend. You have Craig. This is Craigsworldrocks. I hope you have had an awesome last 24 hours. I've had a very good last 24 hours. It's been very positive. Some great little experiences over the last 24 hours, and had lots of fun and enjoying the quieter, or should I say, the more acceptable weather level down here in Melbourne, Australia, where I am. So today in my life, Cooper, how you going? I hope you're doing well, Stone Raider. Yes. It's old, my friend, yes, but sometimes it's good to break out the old ones. And obviously not as energetic as I was once back in my youth. Yes, thank you for noticing. I appreciate you. Spend my time talking more than running these days. So here we are again. You know, for those who have not met me before or listened to me before, a little quick introduction is always what I like to start with. I'm Craig. I'm an extremely positive thinking person because I believe what we say and do actually helps to create our own world. And so if you believe that, then why would you put bad attitude out to the world? Because that's what's going to reflect upon yourself. That doesn't make any sense. Metaphysics is probably a philosophy that a lot of my things align with, Coop. But I'm very much an individual that has proven to himself over his life's journey that, you know, the power of thought and the power of belief actually go a long way to creating the things that you want in your life. So a positive attitude is a better way to go at a basic level. But I go into detail about a lot of things as I have in my lives. Hey, Lauren, how you going? Welcome. I've had a very good 24 hours. I hope all of you have had an exceptional 24 hours and before that. And And Pat, how you going? Welcome back, my friend. Hope your last 24 hours has been a good one too. It's been good. Been good. Been getting out and about, enjoying life, heading to cafes, doing things like that. Yeah, relaxing. It's good. So, life's what you make it, right? That's how it is. However you want to act is what's probably going to be created around yourself. And that's how I see things. And that's the basic premise of what we talk about, or what I talk about. But, I'm going to talk about a few different offshoots tonight. Break things down a little bit further. Yes, what we do, how we act, actually has a great impact on how our world is for ourselves. Like what you put out is what you get back. Very much your attitude and doing what you do creates the reflection that you create for yourself in your life, which is your world that you live in. So I would suggest at a very basic level that everyone tries to be as positive as they can and tries to live from their, personal things that they like and enjoy, live from that perspective, do the things that you love, be the person that you were meant to be. Don't be worried about what other people think. If you're doing things from the heart, if you're doing things because you love to do them, how can anyone complain about you being your unique self, right? It's not. It's the best way to go, because if you create what happens in front of you, if you create your reality, you want to be basically putting out that vibration. You want to put out the things that you want to have happen to you in life. Hey, Casual Husky, how you going? How's the States holding up, mate? Going good over there? And the upside down is going extremely well. Australia is still floating. We're still a giant island in the middle of the ocean. We are going well. As always, and I'm just getting a couple of the basic things out the way at the start, but please, everyone, take what you like, throw out what you don't like. Obviously, a lot of the guys have jumped on already, have already subscribed. That's fantastic. If you want to see me live and you want to know when I jump on live, subscribing and putting on your notifications so you know when I've jumped on. Mate, you do kick ass. I love Americans. I love anyone that's got positive energy going on, right? Like, so, and that's just how it is, right? The bulk of Americans, the ones that I've met myself too, are always upbeat and excited about life. And that's what we should all be doing. We should be excited about life. There's a few, spuds in the group in every country, but the bulk of us are just trying to be the best versions of ourselves we can be. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to put out positive conversations rather than what our media keeps shoving down our throat, which is emphasising on the negative things that happen, and I don't believe that's good. So, and that's what I will be every single time you see me, mate, because that's who I am. So, something different I wanted to talk about today, and I'm going to start with, when we set goals for ourselves, when we try and achieve goals in life, the standard person, you want to achieve a goal, you don't just say, I want to own this car, and then the car appears. That's not how the logical person thinks. Setting a goal for yourself, you've got to set small incremental little goals along the way to help drive you to get to the ultimate big goal that you want to achieve, right? Which, let me say, is proving again to yourselves that you will create what happened to yourself, because you believe you're going to get it, you set the goal, you go after it, you achieve it, you've just proven in a way that you create what's going on. So, yeah, you start small, right? You start with small things. I think everyone gets caught up in the big things, and I think everyone gets, hey, Ruby, how you going? I think everyone gets caught up in, I want to achieve this huge thing, but they forget that they need to work their way along to achieve it in a lot of cases. The small things in life get overlooked, experiences and accepting of who you are is another thing that I talk about all the time. If Kira Shy, how you going? My apologies. when we basically experience something, when we do something, and it might be a small thing, we often forget to really let ourselves enjoy the experience. Like, allow ourselves to be immersed in every little thing we do, because all these little things add up to the bigger puzzle of who we are, the acceptance of who we are. You know, we often, because we're programmed by society in a way that makes us rush, that makes us do things too quickly. Absolutely, I believe in free will. Everyone has free will for themselves all the time. Everything's just about you, in my opinion. So, you know, at the end of the day, we can all change things in our life when we want to, when we understand how it operates and how it works. And we're the ones we have to work on. Our individual selves are the people that we have to actually focus upon to change, right? We're not about changing other people. It's really about inwardly looking, and I'm very positive about that through my journeys in life, that what we put out does come back. You know, think of it this way. Basically, when you talk really positively to someone, doesn't it encourage them to then want to return the favour? Or in a negative sense, if you talk down to someone, often you'll just get someone aggressively coming back at you. You're getting the reflection of what you put out. Your world is a reflection of what's going on with yourself. So, you know, you have the free will to be as nice as possible, or you have the free will to be an absolute prick, you know, a nasty person. So, yeah, and who wants to be a puppet? No one. Puppets, doesn't make sense to me that we're puppets. We have a say in our lives, okay? We have a say. I believe that. So, coming to have a listen to how I see things is really, I don't expect anyone to take everything on that I say. And basically, I want you to take the things that sit well with you and chuck away the things that don't sit well with you, you know, like, not at all, Freddie. We are all empowered individuals. How I look at life, that's right. The present moment is what exists. 100%, my friend. And we have the choice in the way that we want to present ourselves, in how we want to create what goes on with our lives, right? That's right. There's no pilot. We're the pilot ourselves. We're a part of the all that is, everyone. We all came in as human beings, and we'll all leave as human beings. But when we cross back over, we'll assess what we've done. No, there doesn't have to be a pilot, and there isn't a pilot. We're all in the driver's seat of our own lives. We chose to create these lives. I believe that. I believe in reincarnation in the sense that we choose to come back when we want. We choose the people that we work with in each lifetime to experience the things that we want to experience. Life is an exciting place to be. We've created this so-called simulation to experience being able to learn how to change and improve and, you know, go through all those different experiences in this simulation that we have actually created. You know, there's no more powerful beings than ourselves. Everyone is equal. Where is this self that makes decisions? From the heart, my friend. I believe the answers for your life are inside yourself. So, you did pick your parents before you came here. I believe that, because experiences that you wanted to experience, they were the things that you wanted to learn, the lessons that you wanted to learn. Now, you mightn't be able to think to yourself and go, why would I want to put myself through that hell? But often when we go through something that's really harsh, and my upbringing was pretty harsh, but often when you go through that harshness, when you come out of it and when you become an adult, you can look back and say, hey, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So it's almost like an awakening, and the experience from a distance or in the future now becomes a part of the whole experience, which has got you to where you are. Well, you're an individual spark of love and light of the part of the all that is. You are an individual conscious thinking being that is a part of the all that is, but we're all from that part of the all that is. We're all the same in that way. And again, this is This is my perspective on life, okay? The present moment is all there is, yes. But we are creatures of change, and we are in a simulation, a place where you can change. We know that change exists all the time. Change constantly happens here to us because you know that because you're getting older every instant of every day. We are creatures that are constantly changing. We are beings that are constantly changing here. And basically, when it comes to as you get older, you know that your body's changing. That allows us to know that we can change anything in this world that we choose to, right? I choose to say to everyone that if you want to transform your life for the better, think about the things that make you feel better. Think about the things you prefer to do in life. Think about the things that bring you joy in life. Think about the things that make you feel, wow, I'm feeling excited. Like I'm riding a roller coaster and I'm up and about. Life is what you make it to be. The only way you can do that if there is only now, and that the world that we live in is a changeable world, that you can let things go and replace them with something better. But you decide that. I believe that the pathways in front of us, there are infinite choices that we've already manifested, and you choose what path you want to go down depending on what you believe you want for yourself. You know, I prefer to let everyone know, say, hey, remind yourself of the things that you're passionate about. Remind yourself of the things that you're excited about. Why don't you do those? Why don't you start to add those into your life? Because if you do create your own reality and you're doing something that you love more than anything else, you'll meet other people. Like attracts like. You'll meet other people that are actually into the same thing you are. They're passionate about that as well. And then who knows, opportunities can suddenly come forward in the area that you're the most passionate about. In turn, opportunities could happen that suddenly you've been offered a job that's totally to do with something you're fully passionate about. So every day becomes exciting. So your vibration lifts to this very high level of excitement, that you get to live in this level of excitement. That's what people talk about when they say about, you know, having to try and lift our vibrations, not be negative, you know, try and be very positive and up and about. Basically, when you choose to go after the things that you love, that's the opportunity that you create for yourself. You create an opportunity. To transform your life for the better. Now, obviously, if you're an individual that we do have control. I believe that, you know, we're certainly not puppets. Like there's a lot of organisations around the planet that there are groups that run these organisations that put out rhetoric that basically say, if you don't do or you don't believe what we say, then this negative thing will happen to you. And it's a negative form of control. If someone says you need to do this or else this bad thing will happen, that person and that place that they're in, you should get way away from that, because that organisation is trying to control each individual with fear. And I don't agree with that. See, that doesn't sit with me. I trust my intuition. I trust my gut. And if something doesn't feel right, I'm out of there. I create what goes on in my life. I choose what I want to be doing. And I choose the best things that make me feel the best so that my life is exciting and I enjoy it. Now, I know that we're all doing jobs that, you know, we have to pay the bills, we have to support the family, we have to do all this stuff, right? But if we don't start to add things into our life that make us feel fantastic, how do we lift our vibration any other way? It's the one thing I know. If you want to lift your vibration, now why am I talking about lifting your vibration from the individual perspective? I believe the answers that all of you seek, the lack of connection that a lot of us feel, right, with life, because no one tells you what's really going on. You just get told all types of things as you grow up and you become an adult, and you kind of got to work out the confusion and the chasm that life is, right, on your own half the time without, you know, coming across the right people to give you the right options. But you have to understand that the answers to life, in my opinion, again, take what you like, chuck out what you don't, the answers to life are not out there. The answers to life for everyone are inside themselves. So how do we get to these answers? How do we bring them forward into the conscious mind? So we ourselves can let our conscious mind here in this world know, why did we choose to live this life? Why did I choose to be Craig as a human being at this time, in this lifetime, in this, journey that I'm on? I mean, you want to look for the answers that are locked away. I believe that different levels of vibration, right, lock away different levels of information. And so the higher we lift our vibration, the clearer our energy is, and the more access we have to our own knowledge. The knowledge isn't out there, it's in here. So we are the present moment, correct? No question. No question. There is only the now. But the now constantly changes. In the world that we're in now, it changes because we deteriorate. This is a reality of being able to change what's going on. We can change what's going on. If you project an idea or a goal and you achieve that goal, you have changed your reality. Everything changes. The hardest thing people find in life is to accept change. It's one of the hardest things to do, right? There is only now, because tomorrow will be now when you get there, and yesterday was now when you were there, but they are now. You need to accept those things, right? Like the other thing I talk about a lot of is acceptance of who we are, right? That when you look at yourself, and most people don't spend anywhere enough time doing this, right? When the thing that I say to do is once a day, if you can do this, I suggest strongly you do it. Give yourself 5 minutes, right? Give yourself 5 minutes in a quiet space in your room, away from the family, whoever is around you, but give yourself 5 minutes and have a think and a bit of a wander around your mind about who you are in the now today, what you've done, what you've achieved. Are you happy with yourself? Are you not happy, right? Because you should be happy with who you are, because you have got yourself to this point. You've done an awesome job. You create your own reality. You have to accept yourself for all the positive things and all the negative experiences and all those things added together. You've experienced them. If you don't accept them, you stop yourself from allowing change to flow easily and to allow new things to come into your life and into your world, because you're hanging on to that particular thing. It's like, I can't accept that happened. And so you're making that thing that should have been 10 years ago actually exist in your now. It becomes that big blockage that stops the energy flowing, right? We all need to look at ourselves, judge ourselves, because no one else is going to judge you. No one else puts blocks on you. No one else does anything to you. It's actually ourselves that do it through the experiences that we create over our life. You basically need to look yourself in the eye and say, you have done a great job. With everything that I've known in my life, I have done the best I can possibly have done at that time. As we transform, we learn more as we go along, and we talk about these things and we reflect upon our experiences, you become a broader individual, a broader thinking individual, and you learn more and more and more. And so you have to keep accepting who you are on a regular basis. Once you've accepted yourself to a point now, as you go forward, I suggest that you want to keep doing this. You want to keep analysing yourself as you go along, because it's not about you analysing what's happening in the world or how you or how other people respond to you or whatever. It's about you looking at you and saying, how am I, because you can't lie to yourself. The one person in life you can't lie to is you, okay? So you have to be honest with you, or else what are you even bothering for, right? Because you can't get away from you, right? You can't. We're here. We're fantastic people. We're fantastic spirits. I believe that we're perfect in every way. We don't have to do anything to achieve the golden ticket of life. We've already got it, right? We exist, we create, we live forever. We transform our forms, we do different things, we become different beings because we want to experience ourselves from many different perspectives. It's how we expand and grow in the sense of us understanding who we are. We are our own individual spark of love and light of the all that is. That's how I see life. Freedom is always there if you believe it's always there. Remember, the central thing is coming back to understanding that you create your own reality. So every belief that you have, every belief is just a creation that has been put there. How much do you want to be able to do? How much love do you want for yourself? How much abundance do you want for yourself? There are different beliefs that can get in the way of allowing all these things to improve and so on and so forth. So it's about having a look at who you are, right? Honestly, talking to you and saying, I'm a good person. I've done everything in my power to do the best I possibly can. Why do you want to beat yourself up on a regular basis? I say stop that. If you're a person that struggles with that, stop that. Stop beating yourself up, right? You're perfect. You're doing a great job. You're living your life, right? Life is the most exciting thing about life, just experiencing it all. And the question has to be asked of yourself, if you're going through hard times, then talk to yourself about, do I want to keep going through this hard stuff or would I like to change it? And if I want to change it, then maybe I should start acting different ways or thinking different ways or being a different visual of myself, because you can step into a better version of yourself, right? You can. And that again is my opinion, right? So you have to basically just take the time to reflect, learn how to reflect upon the things that you do, right? Life is about that, right? Time for a sip of coffee, everyone. If you've got coffees, look at my giant Hogwarts cup. I love it. It's 2 coffees in one, massive. Felt like I needed the big mug today, like the big mug that I am. Yes, so acceptance is huge, you know, being your authentic self, which is the central conversation that I have with everyone that probably listens to me over a period of time. That is listening to the you that's inside you, the child that you were, the perfect child that you were when you came into this world. The child that knew as they started to grow things that they love, things that they were here to do. We have to remind ourselves of what we came here to do. And how we do that, we have to listen to our heart. We have to find the quiet space. We have to breathe and relax and let go of all the external rubbish that comes at us, right? From the media, from people just spruiking crap. I mean, everything that you are is created through beliefs, right? And most of the beliefs that we hold as individuals have been often programmed by other people that have been influences in our lives as we've grown up. Now, not all those people are going to be positive thinking people. Pat is correct. Turn the TV off. If you watch too much TV, you should kind of at least bring it back, you know, do less of that. Go outside and go for a bushwalk. Do something that connects you with the planet. Do something that connects you with life, you know. Go sit on the beach and just like watch the waves going wherever you're living around the world, right? You are perfect, but you do choose your beliefs, my friend. even if it's unconsciously at first. Most of the time it is. Your beliefs are programmed. You've accept them because other people have said, this is how you have to act, and it's a programming thing. It happens from you're a child right through to adulthood and into adulthood, because you're often influenced by other people around you, by a lot of people believing one thing, so you believe the same thing. You know, it's basically analysing what you believe. If you're happy with what you believe, then leave that belief alone, right? If you're happy with that, even if you're an individual that is a religious person, you believe, like, you know, the things that the religion tells you, and you're happy with that, I've got no drama with that. It doesn't sit with me, but for others it will, because we're all on our own journey. We're all learning the things that we want to learn, the experiences that we want to experience. You can change anything you want to change. I'm just saying this to you all. You can change at any point in time. You don't like that belief? Well, acknowledge that that's not something I want to think. Let's say a situation happens. Let's use an analogy. And it's a negative situation. And you respond in kind with some situation that's going on, and you chime in and you say something quite negative to the situation that's happening, right? Whatever it might be. And then afterwards, you think to yourself when you get home, whatever it might have been, geez, that kind of made me feel that way. Do I want to be seen as someone that acts like that in that situation? That is a belief coming up, and you recognizing that when that situation happens, you believe this. Do you have to continue to believe that particular thing? No, you do not. You can analyze it and say, I don't prefer to act like that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want the world to perceive me like that. I will now let that go. I've acknowledged it, and I'll replace it with, if that situation happens again, I'm going to be X, Y, Z. You have conscious control over programming yourself if you choose to do it. You can go through your life accepting the programmed beliefs that have been put on by you, by everyone around you, and you can think that you don't have any way of changing them. But I'm here to tell you that you can. And it is about reflection, about how you act. You have to start to look at what you do and what you say, and you can. Absolutely fine. And basically, you have to look at that and decide, am I happy with that, right? I believe we do. I believe we can change our beliefs when we want. But again, if you're happy with what you believe, then there's no need to change it, correct? As long as we're not going out there to hurt other people, I think you can go out there and be the person that you want to be. I mean, if you're listening to your true heart, if you're living authentically and you're doing things that come from here, not from out there, they come from here. Things that you love the idea of being. A Craig that I love the idea of being, as an example. I love talking about life, the universe, and everything. I love talking about all this stuff. I love public speaking. I'm a freak like that. I like it. I feel fantastic when I'm doing it. I'm doing this for me first, and I'm doing it to pass on the knowledge that I've learned for myself, for any individual that says, geez, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll use that for myself. Take the things you like, chuck out what you don't like. You don't have to agree with everything I say. And I'm not here to argue with anyone about what your beliefs are to my beliefs. I mean, you know, I've done this for me. This page is for me, right? Hey, Mojo, Money Mojo, how you going? Money Mojo, all about money, obviously. Abundance. But we have to do things. We have to do things for ourselves first. You know, it's what it is. It's being open-minded enough to allow yourself to allow lots of information in, making sure that you are skeptical and you're not gullible. If you're gullible, you believe everything, and then, you know, no worries. Dentism, nice to have you here, mate. Lots of great questions. Appreciate you. If you do want to see me again and have another chat sometime, make sure you subscribe and hit notifications so you know when I'm jumping on, mate. But otherwise, thank you very much for hanging out and spending some time here. All good. Yeah, so what was I talking about then? So it is all about, let me get back on track, all about connecting again and being the best version of ourselves we can be. All right. All of us need to take ownership of everything that we do. And today I want to talk about the little things that we do, you know. So here's an example, all right? So people that have seen me before love my coffee, right? When I have my coffee, I have my coffee. And I feel that the liquid run down my throat. I taste the coffee. I experience the time. I quietly center myself when I have a coffee. It's for me, it's, you know, going to a cafe, people are there, you got different energies running around. You want to basically experience every little thing in life, right? So everything you do should be something that you want to do, right? It doesn't have to be the overwhelming passion. I love coffee, right? My missus loves coffee. We're coffee nuts, right? If we have a bit of time, we're going out somewhere, well, you'll usually find us in a cafe. Melbourne, we have great cafes, all right? Happy days for us. But coffee, take the time to actually enjoy the moment. You know, we were talking before well about experiencing the moment, like that now is the only thing that exists. So we want to embrace what we're doing to the best of our ability right now. You know, I want to connect with myself really clearly and hopefully pass on, hey Ahmad, how you going? Ahmed. I think I got that right. How you going, mate? I want to experience the situation I'm in now to the best of my ability. So I want to really just embrace connecting with what I feel the group that I'm talking to wants to actually hear about, right? So, you know, today I had a thought before the live that I want to talk about the moments, the smaller things that we do. And we probably experience, you know, hundreds of moments a day where they're little things that you do. You know, you hop out your car, you've gone to the shops, you've seen a bit of rubbish. Oh, I'll just grab that can there. Oh, chucked it over there in the bin. You're doing things in the moment, like try and slow yourself down and experience those little moments a bit more fuller. All right, so if you understand what I'm saying there, it's like don't rush through everything, right? Life is to be experienced, right? Yes, enjoyed. We want to do things that bring us joy, but existing is part of that joy. Would you not say that? I mean, are you all not excited for Craig to tell you that you live forever and that he 150% believes that we all live forever and we don't have to do anything to live forever? We do live forever. Our energy and our conscious mind continue on. I don't know what you'd call us as energy beings. I don't know what we'd call ourselves, but if it's just spirits, it's spirits. But we live on. I have seen my energy body and I have been outside of my physical body in the sense that I've experienced what my energy, arm and chest and how it feels. And it's unbelievable. Out-of-body experiences are real. You know, you can listen online and go and listen to how many people go through near-death experiences. They all say the same thing, basically. They all say that they go on and they come back changed individuals. I think me experiencing the out-of-body experiences that I had when I was younger, the two that I experienced when I was younger, changed me as well. You know, I think that opened me up to be a much more confident individual about life. You know, I don't have any fear about death, but I want to live as fully as I can in my life, and I want to help others understand that that's the best way to live the greatest experience, to get the greatest connection with who we really are. We are magnificent individuals. You all are perfect as you are. You can change yourself every moment of every moment that you exist. All right? Constant. Change is constant. As soon as you decide in your mind that you want to start doing something different, you change your trajectory. You change the direction you're going in. There are infinite rivers of creation, of choices in front of you. You don't have to manifest anything. You are the master of manifestation. It's already done. Which river do you want to go down? That's the choice that you need to make. And that's not too hard. You just need to listen to your heart and be the person that you've always wanted to be. You can be that person. In this lifetime, there is a you that you are most passionate about. My advice is go after that person. Be that person. We live in a world where we can change at any point in time. John Wright says, yeah, if you, I was going to say John, sorry, mate. If an individual is a complete shithole, he can change to a complete golden child, right? Let's say that, right? And it is, and Skyline, my friend, it is a fearful thing to break through. And same with you, John, right? It's, you know, if you think that because I'm a talker, that this was easy for me to do what I'm doing over the last month and a half, especially even before when I started doing videos, putting my real opinions and my real thoughts and beliefs online for the world to see, to live my truth as such and express it to the world, you would be very mistaken to think that I did that comfortably. It is a brave thing for someone to wear their heart on the sleeve and speak about what they believe. And I'm not here to say that my way is the only way. It's just what I believe through the experiences that I've had in my life. And I've had some really, really spiritual, positive mentors. When I say spiritual, I mean, you know, that are really connected to who they are, not from a religious perspective, you know. It's just from someone that lives life to the fullest and believes in who they are, and that life is way more than the basic human understands, right? We, appreciate you, Pat. When you are being true to yourself, and the fear does come from someone turning around and saying, don't like who you are, don't like nothing to talk about. And you guys all see there's different opinions at different times that get thrown up online. I'm cool with it, right? Because they're just other people's beliefs and opinions that come forward, right? And they have trouble not seeing that maybe theirs is someone thinks differently to them. That's where you get that conflict action stuff going on. Where, you know, we need to, when we go forward and we believe in what we truly believe in and we express it, and we're doing something that we love to do, your vibration will lift. And it does. I get a buzz out of this. If I get one subscriber, I'm running around the house going, woo, someone else thinks I'm all right. Someone else thinks that my comments aren't too bad, right? It's fun. I get a buzz out of it. That's my buzz, right? It's one of my passions that now I love doing. So when I'm lifted up like that, I'm not going to attract a low vibration, right? I'm not going to. I can't, because I'm here. The low vibration can only be attracted to another low vibration. So what I'm saying, Skyline, is that if you are doing something that you love, you can be brave. You can let the fear go, because when you're doing what makes you feel awesome, you can only attract other people that want to feel awesome with you. You won't get the negative stuff coming into your reality because you're higher vibrational and you're feeling that good. You aren't attracting the lower vibration. You're not even seeing it. So we haven't got anything to fear, right? The fear is a program again about us not believing truly in our individual selves, that we matter. And I can tell you that every single one of us matter. We all matter, right? We wouldn't exist. If we didn't matter, we wouldn't exist. Because we exist, in my opinion, we matter, all right? So embrace your awesome individual selves and spread the word about people. Just do the things that you love to do. That's the message, right? To other people, that's the message. Oh, you love football. Well, go and play football. then you'll meet other people that love football. Then maybe opportunities in the football area will come your way if you're that good, or maybe this, who knows? But doing the things that make you feel the best attract people in that vibrational area to yourself. And you want that, because that creates a wave of positive, uplifted energy in your life, which takes you down that particular river so much more rapidly. Going with the flow, trusting that you're doing the best you can. And my coming from the heart and knowing the things that I love to do and the person I love to be is a self-empowering thing. It is a thing that makes you feel the most connected, or makes me feel the most connected with life and the reality of life, right? And so if connecting and being honest with yourself and being the most unique individual that you can be makes you feel the best you can feel, well, wouldn't life be a pretty awesome place if we all basically just wanted to be the best versions of ourselves from who we truly are, right? So it is basically that simple, right? The message is very, very clear, very, very simple, I think, for everyone from my perspective, is be true to yourself, be absolutely true to yourself. You know when you're lying. No one else knows when you're lying, but you know when you're lying. And the only person that you're going to ever have to face up to in life and judge you is yourself. I mean, and if you've come here to live this life, and I believe we all have chosen to come here, and we've all come here and choosing to live these lives, don't you think that yourself choosing to live this life and create this life for yourself, that you want to get the most out of it that you can? I think you do. I think if you're ignoring the fact, or you don't understand that fact well, if you eventually understand that you do transform your life yourself and you do create and you do and you do basically realize eventually that your thoughts and your words create what happened to you, then you empower yourself. You empower yourself with that understanding, and then, and only then, will you realize that it's really important how you act. It's really important how you carry yourself. People that carry on like pork chops, well, they're not creating very good situations for themselves. Exactly, Pat. Let me add to that for you. The visualization. I've always been a big dreamer. The visualization in the mind's eye, where you dream, where you imagine, very powerful for creating your own reality. The other aspect is grounding that, right? Because we do live in, as I say, we're living in this simulation. We're not Neo from the Matrix, but it's something like that. But we live in a world where we can change what's going on when we need to at times. But we need to ground things here, because it still is a physical reality that we live in. Even though it's changeable, we have to actually action the vision. So vision and action and heart create the best things you can create for yourself. That's the combination. That's the perfect combination. Vision, vision, action, heart. All right. The Galactic Federation of the World is real. AJB, yes, it is. I believe it is. I believe there are many other races from the universe that have been interacting with human beings long before this lifetime was taking place for ourselves. I mean, the proof and the example of that is, look on the Egyptian pyramids and the hieroglyphs, for starters. I mean, they draw the artwork of all the things that happened, experiences that happened over millennia, And there are many, many alien figures and alien aircraft drawn on the hieroglyphs for starters, as to say with so many other indigenous cultures that have pictures of, alien spacecraft coming down, blah, blah, blah. So, there is a whole world of experiences to be had here. And I do think that as our vibration lifts as a species, as a human race, as we awaken ourselves to who we truly are, as we start to live life to the fullest and be the best versions of ourselves we can be, and actually be and live a more spiritual life, I think connections from other worlds will start to come into our reality more and more. Because I think a lot of these, remember I said that I believe like attracts like with vibration. So I believe a lot of these other out in this world races or extraterrestrials are living at higher frequency of vibration. They're a lot more of them will be probably more advanced spiritually and technology, but spiritually advanced. And because of that fact, they're working at a higher level of vibration. For us to connect with it, our vibration as a species is down here, theirs is up here. We need to lift ours so that we can see them. Reminds me of a story. I'll just jump straight to the story. My mentor told me this story, or one of my mentors, should I say, of my life. And he said to me many, many years ago, there was a story around when Captain Cook, and I don't know whether it's true, but the Aboriginal Indigenous culture back when Captain Cook came to Australia and so on, when the people on the beach, when the Aboriginals on the beach first saw ship people like Captain Cook's crew rowing to the beach, they saw the little rowboats, and they saw them in the rowboats, but they were coming out of nothing. They were coming from the horizon, and they were rowing towards the beach, and all the people could say, well, wow, they're small little boats those guys have got. They're, wonder where they've come from, and a few weeks went past, and they started interacting with them, and then all of a sudden the spiritual person in the Aboriginal tribe was just staring. He'd been staring for days out on the horizon thinking, these little boats, they come and go in, but where are they going? And then after a period of time, he started to actually, it came into shape, the big ship. He started to see it because they didn't have a concept. They didn't believe that those type of massive ships that Captain Cook, etc., back in the day, that they existed. They'd never seen anything like that. And it took for the open-minded spiritual person in their tribe to first let that become into the reality. And then as he described what he was seeing, others started to see the big ship. It came into reality. We have to lift our vibration to be able to see more. I think a lot of these things that are here, but they're hidden through the fact that they're on a different vibration. Yes, so very good. So basically it's the concept of the mind. It's what you believe yourself to be able to see is often just what you see. Basically to allow ourselves to see more, to open up to we're all different, but we're all humans, right? So, I think everyone on this planet, in my opinion, I treat as brothers and sisters and family, because we all come in as babies. We all live a human experience, whether it's what race or nationality or sex or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I think we should all treat each other with the same respect and equal attitude as what we would treat our brothers and sisters in our own personal family. I mean, we're here having a human experience, so treat people the way you want to be treated. That's how I look at it. It doesn't matter. All the other stuff doesn't make any difference to me. Everyone has different opinions, and that's fine. But as long as we're not out there deliberately trying to hurt anyone, I think, go forward, live your life to the most positive aspect that you can, or greatest experiences for yourself that you can. You're here to open your mind. You're here to experience. You're here to create positive experiences for you and other family members and people you care about around you. And but at the end of the day, the number one person we have to go back to is ourselves. I mean, it's not a selfish thought to be focused on you, to improve you first. A lot of people in society have always thought, well, you've got to be a caring individual. You've got to, yeah, there you go. A lot of people believe, I've got to help the people that need help. I've got to go out there and do that. And some people in life, they'll neglect themselves, but they'll be out there, they're carers and they're nurses, whatever. At the end of the day, if you neglect who you are, you're not going to be able to help other people for very long anyway, because you'll run out of energy. You've got to fill your own cup. You've got to have that flow of energy so you can show others how you live your life, so they can start, living that way for themselves. It's an example thing. It's that personal, There you go. Bruce Lee taught Chuck Norris. Of course he did. Bruce Lee could kick his ass. But you got to live life for you first, but not selfishly. It's got to be no ego. It's got to be authentic. Talk about it all the time. Authentic you. You can't lie to yourself. Yeah. It is. And, there's a lot of old school mentality, Skyline, that, just doesn't have any place in a future world, I don't think. I think that there's a lot of hatred that's still out there, obviously, within smaller groups. But I think if you were to talk to the general person out there in the world, they want to enjoy their life. They want to be good to other people. They want to, have fun, exciting experiences, and they want to treat people well and just unconditionally accept everyone exactly. AJB, exactly. It's how you want to be treated is how you should treat others. And it's a real eye-opener. It was for me the first time where I tried certain things out, where I'd go, okay, if what I put out creates the reflection that happens in my life, I'm going to try and be really nice to the next person that does something for me, even the most mundane thing. I'm going to be really thankful and really grateful and see how they react. And that person reacted in kind. Oh, no worries. I could see my over positive attitude lifted their vibe, right? I could see it. It proved to me again in a very small way that my actions create what goes on in my world. It's life is there to be enjoyed, right? And to be the nicest person you can be, right? I'm not a Queenslander, my friend. It's in your own hands, right? Life's in your own hands. You create what happens to you. You don't have any control over other people. And if an individual believes that they do, it's kind of a sad thing to think that you'd want to control someone else, because every single person has the right to be in control of their own life. And the only time someone ever gets control over someone else is when they give you control through feeling afraid or feeling, intimidated or feeling whatever. So, I think it's about the individual. If we understand that for ourselves, it's passing that understanding on one at a time. It's being that example of someone that, is empowered within themselves about their own life. I live my life in a way that I apologise if you're feeling like that, my friend. The way you live your life is on you, right? You have conscious control of it. Things that have happened to everyone over the time, you know, whether you've consciously understand that you had a part in creating those things for yourself, I think at the end of the day, everything that happens to us is a lesson to expand and grow in the space of who we are. I mean, there's only a few ways you can look at life in my humble opinion. It's, you know, you actually have no, well, you're either someone like an atheist that believes that life will finish at the end of this life and you'll vanish and then you're gone and you don't think anymore and it's life's over. You think that someone else makes all decisions and basically controls everything that happens in your life, or you believe you have a say and you can create the things that go on in your own life. There's those three aspects, you know. You can't half create your life and the other half is done by someone else. It's all or nothing, right? So, and sitting here and talking to you guys about, you know, thinking that, oh, could life be like I'm a puppet and there's someone else controlling us out there in the universe that's a God and he makes it all happen? That doesn't sit with me. That doesn't even make any logical sense to me at all. I think, yeah, there's a couple of us watching. It's all good. It doesn't matter about how many people are watching, Grego. It's, for me, it's about expressing my truth. And if it's a few individuals that appreciate the way I look at life and you want to take the few things and chuck out the rest, that's great. If you like how I talk and you want to subscribe and watch me the next time I come on and get involved in the conversations, that's great. If you don't, you don't. I mean, it's no drama. I'm speaking my truth here. I'm being as honest I can be about how I see life. And I think most people don't have these conversations about life, right? Most people are like, push that away in the closet, you know. A couple of the kids are playing games online, mate. Yeah, in the bedroom up the end of the house. Nice one, Grego. Nice one. So, yeah, this is a place where I want to speak about how I see life and the truth about life. And each of us at the end of the day will decide whether we've lived the best life we can live or whether we've wasted the life or whether we've got a lot out of it. There's no finish line, I don't think, where you get to and you say, yes, I've done everything I need to do and I've achieved that goal of ticking off the 500 things that I want to experience in this lifetime. I think that each person needs to understand. I think each person needs to understand that they're in charge and they're the ones that at the end of their life will make the decisions on how well you've done. But there's no level of achievement. There's nothing you need to do to achieve, you know, that you've had success in life. You've always had success in life. Life is about creating experiences that you learn from. So you expand from every experience that you go through, whether it's positive or negative or otherwise, right? And every single one of us is at a different point in life learning the things that we're learning. I know that online there's going to be a multitude of different people with different attitudes and at different levels, and that's okay, right? And that is absolutely okay. I will, as long as we're respectful to each other, no dramas at all. That's how life is for me. And, you know, I just hope that each person that listens, that's here and has a listen, maybe gets something from it. Maybe there's something that you do get from it. Maybe, you know, going after things that you really do enjoy in life is what maybe a lot of people are forgetting to do, you know. Like you might be caught up in having to pay the bills for the family or do this job because it's the only job skills that I've got to achieve the money to support everyone. But there are other things that you're very passionate about that you just have let them go, right? You aren't doing them because you don't have the time. Hey, Roach, how you going, brother? So it's the reminder, that's what it is. That's what I'm trying to do, is help remind you guys that the things that you do care about, I hope that you are going after those things in your life. Well, a lot of people believe that. Absolutely. I haven't been there to check it out yet, so we'll see what happens. But I don't know whether they walked on the moon or not. I'm not sure. I mean, I've read some things where they said they did walk on the moon, but they came across lots of alien craft and they were told that they weren't supposed to be there and off they shot. So, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation again. There's a lot of things that, we're probably never going to really understand at this point. Absolutely. I think AI is going to put everything together and come up with a much faster solution, isn't it? Because it's a part of the whole. It's multitude, so it all comes together and bang, suddenly you could have some great creation that human beings wouldn't be able to put all those pieces together as fast as what AI would. So I think AI, there is a future for AI. I think there's no doubt about it. I think that it's going to be here with us regardless. It's already taking hold in a lot of areas, as long as we're using it in the right way. Again, there's always going to be people that probably want to try and utilise it for the wrong reasons, right? But it's pretty exciting. I mean, AI is pretty exciting. It could transform a lot of our lives for the better. It might close down certain segments of industry too, but there might be other new segments that open up in the future. So who is to say? I'm certainly not a computer whiz, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of places around this planet, and take care, Skyline. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Okay. Hey Noah, how you going? Welcome aboard. We're chatting about AI at the moment. Yes. There's a lot of things around this planet that we have absolutely no worries. You take care. There's a lot of things around this planet, that places, experiences, things that go on that they just don't make logical sense, do they? I mean, they say that in Antarctica there's bases down there as well. Yeah, go mate. What's up? But yeah, it's lots of weird and wonderful things. There's a lot of places around this planet that you'd love to go and visit. The 7th, okay. I was not aware of that. It's the 7th time here. Well, they reckon this time we're definitely going to see it through. That's what they reckon. That's what I hear. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, eh? No, positive attitude. Go forward. Be the best version of yourself you can be. Believe in who you are. Accept all of your warts and all. Accept who you are right now, so that you can allow the new, better things to start coming in for yourself as well, if that's what you want. If there are... Yes, I've heard about that. Yes, how he came across the... didn't they fly into this portal which took them inside the Antarctica, and there was like a crystal city or something in there, and they were told to leave. They weren't kind of wanted there. Yeah. And they went back at one... I don't know what exactly happened with it all, but yeah, it was... something was definitely going on there. Look, I don't think that anything that's been going on is about trying to destroy humanity, right? I think, yes, Noah, ask away your question if you like, my friend. I don't think any beings or things out there are out to destroy us, because... Okay, I've only got one tip, Noah, because I'm not an expert in this space, but be your authentic self. Talk about things that you love, mate. Talk about things that you're into. Be your authentic self. Put out what it's about for you, and you'll attract people who are into the same thing. I mean, because that's all I'm doing here. I'm just trying to be the most authentic version of myself I can be, and I'll be as honest and passionate as I can. Yes, doing lives, I think, allow people to see, no problem, mate. It allows people to see me, right? Before I did the lives and I was just putting up videos, I think it took about a year and a half, and I got to about 150 subs. Appreciate you, mate. Appreciate you. I'll sub you back, all right? Before I basically started going live, I don't think people could really connect with who you are. And I think people, my friend always, mate. But, I'm looking for people that enjoy talking about life, the universe and everything, are looking to connect with themselves probably in a better way. Subway, yes. Well, Subway's beautiful too. Food's throwing me off. I've already had tea. I'm fine. The subs are just people that enjoy the content that's going on. I think the best way for anyone that wants to grow their page or grow their channel is to be their authentic self. Don't put rubbish out there. Put genuine stuff that you're into. You'll attract people that are into the same thing, and word spreads, and you grow generically. And once you get to a point of a larger audience type thing, well, your message gets out there more and it expands, like the old rock in a still pond, right? Drop the rock in a pond and it ripples out. But you've got to be being your authentic self with whatever you want to do, because no one can take away when you're being your true you. It's the truth. If someone says something that's negative or low vibrational at you as an individual and you feel it, you believe in some way what they said was true. That's a concept, right? But when you know who you are and you believe in who you are, a person could make a comment like that and it's not going to affect you because you believe already what you believe. And it's only when they say the same thing as what you believe is when you'll believe it. So it's self projection, right? But it is believing that you're a good person across the board. If someone says something negative to you, I mean, they're really only talking about themselves. When you project a negative comment, you're telling the world that you're not happy with something about you, because it's low vibrational. You're trying to knock, it's tall poppy syndrome, what these call, right? You knock someone off, they're trying to knock someone off the pedestal so you can climb the ladder type thing, or be, oh, look how good I am, I made that person seem like they were nothing. It's a form of bullying. But the bully is usually the one that's been bullied the most. And they don't have a connection with themselves because they haven't had a real conversation with anyone that understands that. Believing in yourself and believing in who you are, truly believing in who you are, your vibration's up here, you can't take on low vibrational comments from people that are living in that world. Right? And we've all been in that world. I grew up in a house that was pretty aggressive and all that type of stuff. And I, used to get the strap and all that when you did something wrong, or your mum would come out with a wooden spoon and give you a bloody hiding if you did the wrong thing. But we're all pretty bunch of ragamuffins that would run around and create havoc, right? That was in the 70s and 80s in Australia, it was what the parents thought was the best way to do it. But you have to, hey Gain, how you going, mate? We're talking about life, Gain. We're talking about life. I talk about life, the universe and everything. Nice to meet you, mate. I'm Craig, and this is my live, and I'm doing them regularly now because I believe it's the best way to put forward my authentic self to all of you patrons out there. But I'm a believer that each individual creates their own reality, that what you put out is what comes back. So how about we all start to take a bit of control and a bit of conscious control about what we say, how we act, how we think, because what you are doing is creating the world that you live in, and that's what I talk about. Mate, I am like a mix of everything, but with no titles, right? So I'm not a religious guy. I know all about religion. It doesn't sit with me because religion, and no offense to anyone that's religious here at the moment, but, religion has certain philosophies that, if you don't believe what we say, if you don't give yourself to this higher deity, you will burn in hell or bad things will happen to you. That doesn't sit with me as an individual, right? Roadstrom, thank you, sir. It is the world according to Craig, yes. But you take what you like, you chuck out what you don't like, all right? If a person wants to do you could do a live Roadstrom where it's the world according to Roadstrom. I'd come and listen to that, man. Maybe you should fire up and do a live one time, right? And then we can reverse roles a bit, mate. That'd be good. Hey, JD coming. Roadstrom was just saying how he was interested in starting his own live, and but that's it, right? It is taking ownership of how we all behave. Why should we act bad and then blame someone else for how we've acted? That's ridiculous, right? Your life is your life. Take ownership of your life. That's all I'm saying. If you go live, Roadstrom, I'll come on, mate. I might be the only one watching, but I'll come on and we'll have conversations, all right? So, absolutely. We need to be who we are. We just need to be who we are, right? Hang on, I'm going back for my coffee. I've been talking for a while without a coffee. Hey, Roadstrom, do you like my big Hogwarts mug, mate? Oh, it's a double-sized coffee cup, mate. Keeps the coffee warmer longer too, I find. That's the stuff. That's what keeps me going all night. Hype. No, I'm not sure what that is, Jade. What's hype? Then let's you. I don't know, Jade, what that is. But yeah, we it's taking ownership of ourselves. That's what I talk about. Like, I don't like to put titles or things on things, right? I like to think that you live and be the best version of yourself you can be. A ship sailing sea of commerce. Okay, I'm confused by that too, Pat. That's all we're talking about, Gain, is about, taking ownership of your life, knowing, like, I've lived, like, probably a good 35 years under the understanding that, or belief that what I put out is what I get back, that, people actually do change their lives, even if they're not consciously aware of it and they're not consciously aware that they create what's going on. When you become consciously aware of it is when you can start to transform your life in a conscious way, right? You do it unconsciously. We're manifesting everything. We're changing direction through beliefs and things we want all the time. So, yeah, basically it is about trying to go out there and prove that what you put out is what comes back. And I say this, I'm talking just to you, I suppose, Gain here a little bit, mate. But when you interact with someone, and I've said this tonight already, but when you interact with someone, say someone delivers something to you and you take the package from them, if you speak to that person in a really positive way, like probably a bit more than normal, go, thank you so much, I appreciate you brought it up to the thing for me, you have a great day, you will get a positive response, or you will get someone that almost gets embarrassed with the extra positive that you send towards them. It almost forces them to throw it back to you. Like attracts like. What you put out does come back. It is a basic form of learning and understanding that you do create what goes on in your life. Your actions make a difference. The other concept that I talk about a lot is connecting with who you truly are, right? remind yourself what you love. If you're not doing the things that bring you joy, that bring you, I feel awesome, I'm buzzed, right? And I get that from speaking live, then what are you wasting your life doing? And I'm not saying you quit your job and you try and, you neglect all your family. I'm saying add into your life some things that make you feel the best you can feel. Because when you do things that are passion to you, when you believe those things they make you feel the best you can feel, your vibration will automatically come up. That's the feeling of, wow, I love this, I love doing this. Lifting your vibration is what transforms your world. It then attracts other people at the same level of vibration into the same things that you're passionate about. And then the next thing that often will happen is that opportunities will come your way in that area of passion, right? So let's say you are doing a job that you hate, but you're doing a little thing on a Saturday that it's something that you're really passionate about. And suddenly you meet all these people that are into the same thing. And one of them goes, I need someone to actually do this with my business. Are you interested? And they've just offered you something that is a job doing something you're passionate about 5 days a week. Suddenly you've created a life of passion where you're living, you're not working anymore, you're doing stuff you love every day. I mean, this is the type of thing that can happen as you take ownership of yourself and your life and what you put out, right? Well, Roadstrom, you create your own reality. So Noah, welcome back. Roadstrom, you create your own reality. So you can choose to be a shining Roadstrom compared to everyone else, as I choose to be my own unique to talk about myself there, my unique flavour that I put out to everyone out there, right? So I choose to do it in the way that I want to do it. No mess, no fuss. Lounge room, curtains drawn behind me, bang, here we go. No mess, no fuss. We're just having an honest conversation from Craig. I'm talking to whoever's interested in listening, and away we go. And life's good, right? So get out there, enjoy it, right? Cinnamon scrolls. Yeah, they're pretty good. Cinnamon scrolls are all right. I think most people would say they like the odd cinnamon scroll. Let me revert back to the other thing that I was talking about tonight. And I said it once before, but there's a few other people on. It was the thought of we only live, the only thing that actually exists is now. The understanding that all we have is now. There's no future, there's no past. The only thing we ever know is right now. The now changes constantly, right, as we change. But life has changed, existence changes where we are, but now's all that really exists. Every little thing that we do on a daily basis, even down to having my cup of coffee, enjoying that experience fully is part of connecting with life and yourself as well. Not rushing past things, getting the most out of them, right? So, oh, she tastes good. That's a good cup of coffee. Being right involved in it, right? If you're doing something, do it with the greatest enjoyment you can do it, right? That's what I'm saying. Individually, do it to the best of its ability. Experience it to the best of its ability. Settle into it, embrace it, live it, right? Connect with life. Connect with the life force that is everything, right? Because you're choosing to do all these little things at different times. And, if it's something that you wanted to do, well, yeah, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to enjoy this coffee. And I'm going to have 5 minutes of like, wow, that tastes beautiful. Oh, that's good, that's good. I mean, yeah, we can do that in Melbourne because we've got the best coffee. But, but I talk about coffee a lot tonight, but it's with everything, with the little things. Because when you try and achieve things, when you try and create things, when we set a goal, and that's part of creating your own reality, setting a goal. Because if you lived in a world where you couldn't change anything, do you think you could achieve any goals? It's already, there's nothing, you can't change nothing, so you can't achieve a goal. So everyone's experienced creating a goal or achieving an achievement of some sort or setting a target. You have just proven to yourself, that you create your own reality. Of the east of Melbourne, are we talking about Pat? Yeah, the coffee's good. No, but yeah, it's analysing life. Sit back from it a little bit. Take time out. Slow down a bit, right? I show this thing. Yeah. Slow down a bit. Slow down. Slow down. Step out of the rat race a little bit during the day. Take the time to immerse yourself in the experiences, right? Well, you're a fair way away, Pat, my friend. You're a fair way away in Western Australia from myself here in Melbourne. But that is all right, yes. But Melbourne, we are known for our cafes. Not saying they're all fantastic, but we have some crackers, right? No question. A lot better than Starbucks. Don't want to offend any Americans, but Starbucks, don't like that coffee. It's those little things, right? Like when you do achieve a goal, when you set a goal and you achieve it, I don't know what I show speed is, Noah. I'll be brutally honest. I don't know what that is. Hey, Gordol, how you going? You know, it's the little, it's the small things. It's diving in as the failed state. Well, thank you again for reminding our family here, Roadstrom, on your feelings towards Melbourne. The little things that often get swept under the rug, the little things that we don't take enough time to immerse ourselves in. You know, Melbourne is good, Noah. Don't worry about Roadstrom, mate. He's just he took himself up to Queensland and he thinks that's the best now, so that's all right. That's just him. The little things create the big things, right? When you set a goal, and you achieve the goal, it's usually a whole lot of little achievements along the way that create that goal, right? So the little things have to be looked at and embraced and accepted along the journey, if it's a big goal that you've set yourself. But, hey, Real Falcon, how you going? When you achieve those things, though, you have proven, yeah, you're pretty late. I started about 7:30 tonight. I got on a bit earlier. When you achieve a goal that you set, you are proving that you create your own reality. You are proving it, right? That's right. It's about, that's all right, man. No problem. I'll come on a lot. So we have to basically prove this to ourselves. We need to prove that what we're doing creates what goes on there. Well, we want to become conscious creators. See, you're unconscious creators at the moment. The reality that you're going down is because of the beliefs that are locked into your belief system, right? And I've spoken earlier about you can change. I feel you, man. No problem. You can change what you believe. You can, right? I know that's sometimes hard for a lot of people to grasp, but you can. When you get a reflection upon how a belief makes you act, you can then choose, do I prefer to act like this, or is this something I want to change? if you don't prefer some way that you respond to a situation or some way you act or what you said because this happened and it made you say this, you can recognize it. As soon as you recognize it's something that you don't want, it is gone. And you can replace it with the way you want to act. Noah, be good, my friend. We'll see you soon. Yeah, it is basically owning that, okay? It's owning that. The reflection part of it is the reflection part of getting that reflection of what's happened that you've actually had input into making that happen is what is adding to your belief of knowing that you can change what goes on. I mean, we're all at different levels of that. And there are beliefs that you don't even know that you've got and that actually will block certain things being done by you as an individual. But it's about realizing that you've got that belief. And sometimes it takes time for those things to be brought up into your conscious world for you to get an opportunity to look at them and say, I probably want to change that. That's quite negative, right? I don't want to act that way. I don't want to believe that. Your beliefs, they're your personal beliefs. They are your personal beliefs. Whether they came from you, whether they were programmed by others, whether other people said, oh, all these people said, this is what it is. This is how it is. Accept it without any real substance. But at certain times, you'll absorb that, you'll accept it because you want to be accepted by the group or by the friends or by whoever it is. But when you get to another point in your life, you can often look back and go, there's other things that have happened and this doesn't really sit with me now. So do I want to keep saying that or do I want to change that? That's a belief. Change it. You know, it's the power that you have in your life. You can change yourself. You can, be a different version. You can prove the things that you prove to yourself. You can do things that you're more passionate about. You can do things that you don't enjoy. You can choose whatever it is you want to choose. It's your choice. That's the thing about your lives, right? That's the thing about your lives. It's your choice. You can choose what version of yourself you want to create. What version of yourself sits with you and that's who I want to be. Now, you just need to start actioning those things to be that person that sits the best with you, that allows you to do the things that make you feel as good as you can feel. It's all about lifting your vibration. At the end of the day, lifting your vibration opens up the connection between your heart and your head. And I'm a believer that the real reasons to why you chose to create this reality will start to come into your conscious mind because your vibration's lifting. The other thing that raising your vibration does is it clears blockages of energy. So, it's my crystal. If we're talking about my crystal, yeah, just like to hold it. Love a good stogie, eh? So it is important. It is important to believe in yourself. It is important to take time. And today I've spoken about taking the time to give yourself 5 minutes a day of quiet time, just to find space where you can actually analyse you, where you can look at yourself on a daily basis and say, okay, I've had a pretty good day, or, is there anything I want to change? Anything else that I really would love to be doing rather than what I have been doing? Hey, Riz, how you going? It's your choice. This is the whole thing. You have to analyse yourself to say, are you happy with all the things that you're doing for you? Are you doing things for everyone else and not doing anything for you? Or are you doing enough things that make you happy that are from you? It's your life. You need to be the shining example of doing the things that make you feel the best you can, and encourage your family and everyone around you to be going after what makes them their unique sparks of love and light. They need to embrace who they are, whatever it is, and you need to accept them for who they are and allow them to be that best version of themselves. That's what it's about, right? And it's the same with your friends. It's the same with, your friends out there. If they want to have more connection in their life, if they want to feel like I'm a part of this, I'm important, you have to connect with yourself, because that's the connection. When someone says, I'm lost, I'm disconnected, life doesn't mean anything. How many individuals suicide across the world every day? Too many. Because they don't understand that they're in charge of their own existence. They don't understand that it's up to them to find the connection within themselves. They're told that other things are happening and make all the decisions for them too much, and they feel helpless. And because those organisations are too big for one person to speak up and be brave and say, I don't feel good about what you're saying, they don't know any other way out of it, and boom. This is for me, this is how important it is. It's connecting with who we are again. The indigenous cultures on our planet are the best at it. They're the best at it. They're connected with the planet. They live in their tighter communities. They love each other. They exist together and support each other and just love each other. We're so separate in the Western world. We're so bloody separate, right? Everything we do is separate. Walls, concrete walls, bloody concrete roads, separate from the earth. Let's separate ourselves in every aspect we can. It's where society is separating us from who we really are. We need to go back the other way. We need to get back to the connection. And the connection is us. And then the connection is the planet that we live on. Go for a walk on the beach and see how you feel in bare feet. Not when it's really hot, but your feet burn. But how good is it when you're barefoot walking on the beach? Most people feel alive. It makes them feel alive, right? That's because you're connecting with the earth. There's nothing in the way. It's the same with on soil or grassland or wherever you might be, laying down on a freshly mowed lawn and looking up at the stars. I mean, you're connecting, you're grounding, you feel connected. We need to connect with ourselves. Our 40-degree day was 2 days ago. Yeah, Sydney had a 40-degree day yesterday, I believe. And it's the connection, guys. It's the connection. It's what we're all looking for. It's what the world's looking for. It's a really good feeling to feel comfortable with the connection you have with who you are. It's a really good feeling to have that centered, comfortable aspect to who we are, right? To be happy with choices that you've made. That things that you do aren't stressful, right? Don't do things that stress you out. And you probably do. Some of us probably do things that stress us out, but, don't make it a priority to do things that stress you out. It is really about, it's really about believing in yourself, believing that you are the center of the universe. You're your individual spark of existence. You are part of God, Goddess, all it is, And you are perfect in every way as you are today, as you are in this moment. You are all appreciated for being here. You are all amazing individuals that are doing the best you can in your life, and you are appreciated. And I say this for you, and I say this for me, and I hope that all of you take this attitude away and you say it more to yourself. Appreciate who you are. Accept yourself for who you are today. Money Mojo, number 1. I don't know how either because I don't even look at it. Well done, Money Mojo. Kudos to you. Yeah, you know, be your awesome self. You're not a bad person. You're an awesome person. You are perfect in every way, shape, and form. You do not have to achieve anything in life to make it. You've already made it. You're already immortal. You already live forever. I don't think it's possible to check people. Acceptance is huge. You know, being your authentic self is the next step after acceptance of who you are. You will have trouble moving forward and transforming yourself if you can't accept everything that you've done over your life to where you are now. So be kind to yourself, right? Be kind to everyone around you. Be the person that you want to be and treat people the way you want to be treated. But it's little things today. The message today is about take notice of the little things that you do. Slow down, enjoy the little things. Your goals will take care of themselves, Pat. They really will. If you know and you believe that's what I want to achieve, and you believe that and you see that and let that go, and you set the little goals along the way, you can make it easier and less stressful to achieve the big goal by going through the small steps, right? But at the end of the day, it's still creating your own reality. I mean, if you were able to change your beliefs as such that they said that you believed I could create something like that without having to wait, which is outside the realm of the standard way of thinking in life, I believe you could create things very rapidly, but the belief systems would have to be very expanded. Multiple small successes in a row. Yes, that is the simplest way to achieve your goals, and creating little things like that aren't too much of a stretch for your belief system is easier to achieve them then. So then you want to try and stretch them though, right? As you go forward, you want to create faster. So you want to believe more. But yeah, in the start period, you certainly want to set little targets of creation. I want to get to this point, then that, then that, then that. Boom, boom. Well, I haven't met the, like how that woman won the lottery by thinking, right. Well, you've got to be really believing that that's coming to you, right? It's got to be a really, you know, I've heard people say that, I could never be a millionaire because millionaires, they're all crooks. That's a belief when you believe that. That's it. And if your belief system has to be really clear and not have anything of a negative aspect blocking it. It's like when you think about creating something, but then another thought pops straight in your head and says, oh, you're probably not going to get that. Then your whole creation you just put out's been blocked by, you don't believe somewhere inside yourself, you don't believe that you're worthy or, you know, that you're good enough or whatever it might be. But there's a belief that's popped up that says, no, that can't happen. That's not, you're not good enough for that. That's when you have to work on the belief. That's when it comes up and you have to say, I need to believe more in who I am. I need to spend a bit more time than 5 minutes thinking about who I am and what I want. And is there anything coming up that makes me feel that you can't have that? That's it. Positive, positive, positive. It's one of the reasons that my action during the live to you guys is, hey, you're awesome. You're positive. You're fantastic. You know, anything you want in your life, you'll be able to have. I'm helping to put positive out there for me because I'm looking at myself here, not you, but I'm hoping that you hear that and you absorb the positive comment, right? It's about programming yourself with the positive because you create your own reality. So you want to be programmed with positive, right? Whatever that is. More abundance, more love, more joy, more traveling experience, whatever it is, whatever you want more of, whatever you want to create. Better home, better job, Just remember, your creations and things you want to create, they're for you. You're creating for you. There's no point trying to create for someone else. You can't. Empower your families and people around you that are interested that they can also transform their life by having a positive mind, by believing that they have a say in what goes on. Troy, no, you're the man, Troy. Life's awesome. Let's be awesome. Let's everyone be awesome, right? Let's all be those examples to everyone around us that we can be. Let's be the best version of ourselves we can be, right? It's not hard, is it? It's not hard. Just get out there and do it, right? And it's that's it. We can sit with that thought, everyone. We can sit with that and we can say, let's be the best versions of ourselves, and we can cheers to that, and we can appreciate ourselves, and we can, just want the best for. Why can't we want the best for ourselves? Why can't we want that? We can. Stevie from England. Hello, sir. How are you? Or is it Stevie a guy or Stevie a girl? Because I know there could be both, I think. Yeah, they definitely can. Welcome. Anyway, Stevie, welcome to Craigsworldrocks. Have you been on my live before? V2.0. Okay. Yeah, so we've really dived into that tonight. I want everyone to really, pay attention to those small things. Yes, I can't, sir. Craig will be fine. All right. Tonight I've been talking about connecting with the little things that go on during the day, right? Like diving into the small things that you experience, the little things that happen throughout the day that we kind of just step over and do and don't think much about it. Maybe tomorrow or over the next 24 hours, when you're doing the small things through the day, the small moments, that's right, Stevie, when you're doing that stuff, try and dive into that a little bit more. I've used my having a coffee as that attitude, and basically enjoying that to its max, right? Like sipping the coffee, really absorbing the flavour, really experiencing the calmness that goes along with it, or the serenity that you might want to bring into your life by having a coffee. You're sitting down, you're quietly having a moment of time to yourself. Yes, I am from Australia, Gordol. I thought you knew that. Yeah, I'm from Melbourne, Australia. So, yeah, it's about the small things, Stevie. I said that's just something that I've said to everyone in today's live, a bit in general, that, Pay attention to those little things. Pay attention to them a bit more, because they're creations of yours. You've created them for a reason. Give them a bit more love, give them a bit more time and a bit more attention. So it's everything that happens in your daily life is a creation by you, in my opinion. Okay, please, again, always take what you like, throw it what you don't like. Hey, Amelia, how you going? You know, as you go through the day, understand that those little things sometimes, and in most cases, will be just as important as the big things that you're trying to do. But the little things add up to the big things. And they're extremely important, right? Everything that we experience has the same level of importance if you take the time to step into it and experience it. When you have your coffee, it's probably because you just need that little bit of time to center yourself before you step forward for the next thing that you're trying to do. So being centered and calm is what that would do for me, right? If I take the time to say, I'm going to sit down and have this coffee, I'm going to relax, center myself, and then I'm going to refocus on the thing that I'm here to do, whatever that might be. Or I'm going for a walk and something crosses my path or whatever. How did I react in that situation? Pay attention to it a bit more, not to hold on to it, but to experience it fully and then analyze it, let it go, right? But everything that goes on and comes into your world, there is a reason for it. There's more of a reason to it. I appreciate you, mate. I speak my truth, right? It's just taking the time to look at what's going on in your world. And I believe we're the instigators of the creations of what comes into our world. So if we've brought something into our path, into our world, and it's an experience, there's another reason why. There is a reason why. There's some reason why we've brought it in there. Even if it might not seem like a real positive experience at the time, there's something that will lead to. There's something that you'll learn from that. So take the time to calmly go through it. That's all I'm trying to tell you guys. Not to load yourself up with holding on to everything. No, you need to experience things, accept them, and let them go, right? When we hold on to things, when we can't let them go because they didn't seem positive at the time, that's when you get blockages in your life. You want to be going with the flow, right? Going with the flow all the time. Let things come in, experience, don't hold on to them, let them go, make room for the next thing coming in, because the next thing will probably be better, and usually is. It's only when you hold on to the old negative thing that happened is that the same things keep getting created because you're kind of getting stuck on that film, you know, like you're replaying it over and over again. So going with the flow is really, really important, everyone. Okay? We've had a bloody good chat today. Again, I say to everyone that has not subscribed before, if you want to see me jump online when I jump on live, make sure you've subscribed. Make sure you've hit your notifications. Always take what you like, throw it what you don't like. These are Craig's experiences and expressions of belief that I put out there to the world. And you have all been fantastic. You are a fantastic group of people. You are perfect in every way. Go forward and be the perfect examples that you can be in your own life. You are appreciated, every single one of you. And I hope you have a great evening or a great day wherever you are around the world. And I will see you on the next one. But Mondays, which is tomorrow, I don't do lives on Mondays. They're not that good. We have a day off on Monday. So keep your eye out for anything I might pop on the YouTube channel. Feel free to check out a lot of the videos because there's a lot of information I'll put out there. And excuse me, be good to yourselves and be good to your family and enjoy your lives. All right? Thank you very much for hanging and spending time with me. Craig's World Rocks. So does yours. Don't forget it. And I'll see you all soon. All right. Take care.